Hola amigos! The sun is bright, el sol está brillante. We're ready to start a new year in Spanish, and I wanted to show you a few things about our classroom before we started. So let's go in. Here we are in the kindergarten hallway. As you can see, there's nobody around me, so it's safe for me to take off my mask because I have social distance. Some of you, I've been your teacher before. Some of you don't know me. Some of you saw me on Leap Week. My name is Senora Bachelor, and I'm your Spanish teacher. Now, this year I'll be coming to your classrooms, but my classroom has moved. And so I still want you to know where it is. So we're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna start going to the very end of the kindergarten hallway. So come with me. So here's the door. If you're a car rider, you come in through this door in the morning, and this is the main tower. 4th and 5th grade hallway is that way. Your kindergarten hallways are down that way, and if you're in 1st or 2nd grade, you're down this way. Let's look down that hallway. At the very end of this hallway is the art room, and that is now at the end of this hallway, it's also our Spanish classroom. So art will be on one side, Spanish will be on the other side. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we just walked down the 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade hallway. We have the cafeteria is down that way, the library is down that way, and down here we have the art room, and now we also have the Spanish room. Come with me. Hopefully before the end of the year you'll get to come to this room in person, but in the meantime I wanted you to see what it looks like. Bienvenidos. First I'm going to show you the outside. It says Español. I'm not going to be hanging up your work this year because of COVID. We don't want to touch a lot of paper. So I hung up some pictures of children from all around the world in our hallway, from all the Spanish-speaking countries. So if you're ever in this part of the school, you can look at these pictures. Let's go inside. Here is our Spanish classroom. We still have our chart where we're going to keep track of our Spanish points. We're going to do this electronically at the beginning of the year, but if we're ever back in the room, we'll still have our points here, and we'll still keep points here too. We still have our celebrities who speak Spanish. I know this is one of your favorite parts of our classroom, so that will still be here if you get to come back. We have our map wall, and we have some plants. This one's suffering a little bit. And all of our decorations are back in the science lab cabinets so that they're nice and safe. We don't have to worry about them getting broken. They don't have to get cleaned with COVID because they're all put away nice and safe. Here is my desk in the back of the room. And at the front of the room, this is kind of cool. When I come to your classroom, I will be coming with my own whiteboard that will have our learning things on it, and I'll be bringing a cart, and it will have all the things that we need for class on the cart. On the days like today where you're having class virtually, I will do the lesson at the front as if you were still in the classroom. So even though you're in your house, it will feel like you're in our Spanish room. A couple more things over here. We have some more decorations. We have our dolls and some of my favorite books. So this is just a little peek at our Spanish classroom. Each Wednesday, when you have your remote lessons in Spanish, we're going to study culture, which means we're going to learn about a country. We're going to learn about the food, the music, some of the things that can be found there, all different things. For the first couple weeks, we're going to focus on Mexico because Mexico is our neighbor. Mexico is right underneath the United States on the map. So let me show you some things in our classroom that are from Mexico. These are little people that are made to look like Mexican villagers. They're made out of paper mache. Here in our glass case, we have several things from Mexico. We have some glass birds. We have 2 of them, one on each side. One is blue, one is brown. We have a little I can't remember if this is Aztec or Mayan. I think this is Mayan. It's a symbol of one of the gods that they used to believe in with the ancient Indians. Not Indians, Native Mexicans. Here's a little painting that I bought in Mexico City. It has a little house. This is called a chacra, which is a word for a ranch. Okay, we have a vase. Now these little figurines, this is called barra negra, which is black clay. And they make all kinds of things out of black clay in certain parts of Mexico. This is something that I think is very cool. Can you see this? It's nice and smooth. It's really heavy. This is made out of obsidian. Now mine is just a cool ball. But in ancient days, they would use obsidian to make weapons. So they would use this to make the head of the arrow or the spear because it's very strong and very hard. Here is something else that I really like. This is the Aztec calendar. So instead of our calendar that has, we flip the pages up to show different days of the week, all these different symbols represent different parts of the calendar. And the Mayans had a calendar and the Aztecs had a calendar. They were the ancient people of Mexico. And I like this one because it's all different pieces of wood. I think it's really pretty. Now in Mexico, they also have pyramids. Now, of course, this is just a pretend toy pyramid, but their pyramids are actually taller than the pyramids in Egypt. And we'll talk a little bit more about the pyramids another day. There's lots of cactus in Mexico. Look at this cool shell from Mexico. Do you know that that is not painted? That's what that shell actually looks like when it comes out of the ocean. Is that amazing? Here, this, if you saw the movie Coco, you might have seen some depictions of animals that looked kind of like this, the spirit animals. This one is a dragon. I like dragons, so this is my dragon from Mexico. Isn't he cool? So those are some of the things. Oh, I have a couple more things. Here's a sun. There's a sun that's all pretty painted. You'll notice when any of the countries that we study from Latin America, they use bright colors in their artwork and their handicrafts. They use lots of pretty shapes and colors. It's always bright and pretty to look at. Whoop. And here's a flute. This is a little flute from Mexico that we have in our classroom. See? Made in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Little flute. Okay, go ahead and pause it. Okay, a couple more things from Mexico. Mexico has lots of silver in certain areas. So this is a silver picture frame from Mexico with a picture of my family. It's really heavy. This picture frame is very heavy. And this cloth right here is what we call sarape. This pattern where it has these stripes, it's a Mexican pattern called sarape. Over here, we have some Day of the Dead figurines. Some of you learned about Day of the Dead last year. It's like a Memorial Day in Mexico where they celebrate their ancestors. Here's a puppet from Mexico that's all tangled up, so I can't show you how it works because I have to untangle it first. Now up above, you can see a little, like a model of a Mexican kitchen. That was actually a gift one of my friends gave me from Mexico. And then if we scoot over to the middle over here, we have what's called a cántaro. A cántaro is a drinking jug, and there's a little cup next to it. And it's made out of clay. And I'll show you another cántaro at my house so that you can see it close up. We'll look at that in just a bit when we go to my house after. Okay, so I also wanted to show you some Mexican money from Mexico. You can see there's the symbol of the eagle with the serpent in its mouth. That's also the symbol we see on the flag. On the back side of him, that one has the eagle on the back side. Whoops, sorry. Sorry. Eagle on the back side. And they have people on the other side. These coins are actually really old. They don't even use these coins anymore. They're just some old ones that I have. Hopefully that's not making you dizzy because I'm moving the camera so funny.
These are coins that they still use. Now, they have bills like we have, but this is a peso and 2 pesos. You can have a bill or a coin for those, and I think it's cool how they have different colors on their coins. There's silver on the outside and then the copper color on the inside. This one is 50 cents, 50 centavos. So anyway, and see, they again have the eagle on the back, which is the symbol of Mexico. So I thought you might want to get a peek at those. So in my house, I have lots of things from different countries from my travels. And this is an Aztec calendar that I bought in Mexico and then came home and had framed. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the calendar as we learn about Mexican culture. But like we have a calendar with months where we flip from month to month, they used this calendar to tell time. If you remember in our classroom, I showed you the cántaro up on the shelf. I wanted to show you one a little bit closer up so you could see some of the detail. And then you can see down inside of it, it's actually made out of clay, and so it keeps the water really cold. But it tastes a little bit like if you were to lick cement when you drink it, a little bit like concrete. Here are some necklaces I wanted to show you. These are made out of black clay. It's called barra negra. And one of them you can see it's just little beads, but they're actually very heavy because they're made out of clay. This one, they're little figurines. They've made it into more like little figures. And someday, if we're ever able to go back to how we were before COVID, we can pass these things around so you can actually touch them and lift them. Mexico is really well known for its silver. They produce beautiful jewelry and other things made out of silver. So here are some earrings. And the way you can tell if it's really silver is if you look on the back, it will have the number 925 printed on it. Can you see how it says Mexico 925? That tells you that it's really made out of silver.
So there's a peek of some things from Mexico in our classroom and around my house. If you want, there are more videos available in our Bitmoji classroom or on YouTube that you can do. And if your teacher gave you a coloring sheet of children from Mexico, you can color that now. See you soon. Adios. Hasta luego.